Hello, my name is Dean Contover, and this is the current buzz. We have a nice, relaxing day today. We have a gentleman that owns a coffee shop in Chelmsford. His name is Peter Lin. He owns the Euphoria Coffee shop, and we're going to talk about coffee. I'm not really a coffee drinker. I shouldn't say that, Peter, but I mean, he's going to go through the coffee menu with me so I can understand what's going on in regards to coffee and catch up to what's happening because there's a lot of coffees these days. I found out that coffee has been around since 600,000 years, I'm sorry, and that coffee was first discovered or used in Ethiopia. Am I right, Peter?
Yeah.
Is it Ethiopia?
Yemen.
And Yemen,
Yeah.
and Yemen started roasting, and they started brewing coffee in around 1400, right? Am I right?
They discovered that in the farm, those animals are eating, the sheep are eating the berries on the ground, and then they realize those sheep are very energetic by the end of the day. So they just discover it's a coffee bean. So they're trying to figure out a way to use this fruit to do different stuff. And later on, when the whole tree is burning down, they smell this beautiful aroma. So they start like brewing it with water, and then they discover what's the proper way to use this fruit, which is coffee that we know nowadays.
Oh, all right, that's cool. I mean, I didn't know you must have studied it and realized that that's how it started. Yeah, it's Yemenis started to do that, and then it went all over the world. The coffee bean or plant went all over the world, and people in Africa and basically Central America had the coffee bean. They were producing coffee, and people like coffee, and there's all over the world. Everybody has coffee houses now. Your coffee shop is Euphoria Coffee.
Correct.
It's on Fletcher Street, right? What is it? 12 dash
16 14-16
16 Fletcher Street.
Unit.
So if you want a good coffee after the show, go down to Euphoria and ask for Peter, and he'll brew you a good coffee. And why coffee? Why Chelmsford? Pontificate.
It's an interesting story. I lived in Virginia for 9 years, and then I graduated from my master's 2 years ago from Liberty University.
Liberty University in Virginia.
In Virginia,
right.
Lynchburg. And then I tried to find a job, and then I realized my sister-in-law moved to the Boston area in Andover because for her kids, for better education. And then her friend moved to Massachusetts as well. And then the friend purchased a nail salon in Woburn, and there's a coffee shop next door. It's called Boston King Coffee. So they went in together, tried their coffee. It tastes great. And then she's wondering if we can do franchise for their coffee products. But
And what was the name of the coffee shop?
Boston King Coffee.
Okay.
They've been around for 20 more years. And then, but the owner's saying that we cannot sell you the name, but we can teach you of doing different techniques, how to roast your own beans.
Wow.
And how to do a pour over, how to do a siphon. Also the beans selection, like which country should you get and which specific farm they should source your coffee bean from. So later on, we just started a journey almost 2 years ago. I was like opening this coffee shop in Chelmsford. I realized that it doesn't have like a specialty coffee shop in the area. So I feel like it'll be a good opportunity for us to open a specialty coffee shop in the area that provides delicious coffee with affordable price.
Specialty, what does that mean? I mean, we do have coffee shops, but what does specialty coffee mean?
So specialty coffee means there's a couple waves of like coffee evolution in America. The first wave is everybody brewing their own coffee in the drip at their house. And then second wave, Starbucks brought back espresso from Italy. So everybody started drinking espresso-based drink like a latte, cappuccino. And now this is the third wave. People are doing a pour-over style, like you hand brew the coffee, and also a siphon. It's more like a percolator in the lab. So this technique using more unique beans. Those are single origin beans. That means these beans are from one specific country. It's not a blend, so it has a more like a pure taste. Because coffee is a fruit, some fruit you can taste the citrusy in there. Some are very rich. You can taste like a chocolatey taste, like a Yemen Mocha. The Mocha is not actually a flavor name. It's a location name in Yemen. It's called Mocha Port. So the coffee over there it's famous for their chocolatey like essence of taste. So later on, American adapt this flavor. Like would you have like cafe mocha, like wine mocha, stuff like that. They use the mocha term as a chocolate taste. So that's how we define specialty coffee.
Okay.
It's from specific farm, single origin beans that we use special techniques to brew the coffee.
Okay. I see that you have a term on your menu. It says single origin, and it says pour over, and there's one siphon.
Yeah.
Explain the difference, because I'm not a connoisseur, but
Yeah, so those two techniques are originated from Germany. And later on, I think the Japanese, they adapt those two techniques, and it's like a mainstream of brewing coffee in Japanese culture. Because the pour over, you kind of use a dripper on the top, and then you have the serving cup on the bottom. So you take different brewing time, and then you make the finished product. Siphon, it's more like a percolator in the lab. So you're heating up using the gas stove on the bottom, and then the water will go up, and then you dump the powder in, and then you brew it a couple times, and then you take out the heat so that the coffee finished product will be on the bottom. And the taste difference is pour over is a little bit stronger, and then siphon is more like a smoother taste, kind of like a tea texture. So it's a texture difference. So we have 8 different kind of single origin beans that you can use on those two techniques that provides you with different textures, but also flavorful.
You have beans from Yemen, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Sumatra, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and Kenya, and Colombia, and Marie. So you have a lot of coffee beans coming in. Where do you get this from? I mean, do you order it from different companies from those countries, or is there some sort of middleman in the United States that has these beans?
So from those countries, they have like farms that import their beans from their farm. Those are green beans. We actually have a roasting machine on site that once we get those green beans straight from the farm, and then we roast our own beans to medium dark roast. And then we just let the bean rest for like a week or 2 weeks based on the type of the beans, and to provide a unique flavor. So all the beans are sourced from different farms in those countries.
So when you say you roast it, do you roast it in front of the customer or in the back room?
In front of the customer. So when you come into the shop, you'll see the cash register, and then the roasting machine will be on the left side of the cash register, like in the back.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's cool. I'm just when people talk about New England, they talk about people here drinking iced coffee in the wintertime, and I presume they drink it in the summertime?
Yeah, so for our customers, I realized that if somebody ordering an iced drink in the summer, they're also going to order it in the winter, no matter the season, because they always like iced coffee. And for that option, we also have the Dutch cold brew. And it has a funny story where it's like originated, because the Dutch used to be a strong like an empire, and then they used to sell to Japan. So on the way, they have those coffee underneath like a kind of like an awning, and then one day it was raining, and then the river was dripping through the awning, and then it was dripping through the coffee underneath it, and then there's buckets on the bottom, and then when they arrive in Japan, they drink the coffee from the bucket, and it's like, oh, this tastes great. And the benefit of this brewing method is it doesn't have heat involved during the brewing process, so it's low on acid. So for people who has like a weaker stomach, they can tolerate those kind of coffee because it doesn't have like strong acidity in the finished product.
Oh, okay. Because there are people who do have stomach problems and so forth, and coffee's not good to them. So what kind of coffee should they be drinking if they have?
So like a cold brew, because
cold brew.
We don't use any heat. during the
Okay.
brewing process.
I'm gonna write that down. Cold brew.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that's the Dutch cold brew that we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
So on your website, there's artwork about coffee on your website.
Mhm.
Who did the artwork?
So I actually did all the artwork on my iPad. So I feel like we have to express what we have in the shop. So those artwork that you can find in our shop represent the stuff that we have: the roasting machine, and then the espresso machine, and then the pour over set, and then the siphon set, and then later on the Dutch cold brew tower. So those are the 5 elements that you can find in our shop, which make us like a specialty coffee shop.
But the artwork on the website, it was done by you.
Yes.
Okay. My suggestion that you take that artwork and put it and frame it and put it in your shop,
Yeah.
because I think it's good. I didn't know it was you because you use your Chinese name
Yeah.
versus your Peter as your first name, so it kind of like threw me off. I thought it was a
Yeah.
relative that did that kind of work, but that's fine. I mean, that's just a suggestion.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, how did you come up with the name Euphoria?
Euphoria. So euphoria is actually like a medical term, which express that if in a state that people are being excited and also they feel happy. So we want our customer to feel that way after drinking our coffee, because in the morning, I know a lot of people, they have to get up early in the morning preparing for work. So we hope that our coffee can help them to maintain that status of happiness and excitement throughout the day, so they can excel in their work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Euphoria, if you just tuned in, is on Fletcher Street. And Peter Lin is the owner, and he runs it with his wife. Drop in and tell them you saw the show and you like to try some of their coffee, right? And it's reasonably priced. And yeah, before you go, I would suggest looking at the menu online and see what you want, so you know what you want. You can tell Peter; he's usually there. Except they're going to open a new store in Bedford, right? Is that the plan?
Correct. It's on Route 4, and it's close to Lexington. And then once you get off I-95, we're right around the corner, right across that McDonald's shop. So
Okay.
our estimated opening time will be this summer.
Okay, all right, that's great. So iced coffee is popular. What's the most popular drink that you see the customers, or you must have the computer, you must have the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Saying who's buying what. What is the
So based on the POS system that I examined, I feel like our house brew coffee, which is like a regular drip coffee that we use, Costa Rica dark roast blend, those are very popular because some people, they just want to grab and go. Because our pour over and siphon, those are very good coffees, but it's time consuming when people are in a rush. They would just get the house brew.
Right,
It's
right.
also very good flavor. And now for iced drinks, I feel like iced latte is the most popular drink in our coffee shop. And the espresso beans that we use in the shop are straight from Italy. So you'll taste that rich and creamy taste after you come to our shop and try our iced latte.
Do you suggest people put sugar or cream in their coffee, or is that their thing? I mean, I drink coffee dark because I don't want cream messing it up. So,
So I
what's
feel
your
like
suggestion?
I feel like people have their preference. So for me,
Yeah.
I don't really like sugar in my coffee. That's just my personal preference, because for our single origin coffee, if you don't add sugar or cream in there, you can actually taste the original taste from the coffee bean without like any interference. Because some coffee, they have their unique taste. For like our Yemen Mocha beans, that you can actually taste the chocolatey and the cherry
I think I'm
taste.
going to come in and get Yemen Mocha.
Yeah.
I think that sounds cool. Yeah.
And for some people, they don't like strong coffee, so they use cream or milk or non-dairy milk to light it up, like to lighten it up a little bit, so they can it's more tolerable for them to drink it. And for some people, they like sweet stuff. So adding sugar will be fair for them to have a better taste, because everybody has a different taste profile.
Right. I was there the other day and I saw a lot of young people there. Are they there because you have Wi-Fi in the store? Is that why they're there? Or
So part of the reason, I think, because we have free guest Wi-Fi, so a lot of college students, they will come to our shop, especially I think they're from UMass Lowell.
wow,
And then
that's good for you because they drive out there
yeah,
to,
it's only
to
like
go to
I
your
think
coffee shop.
12 minutes away.
Yeah,
So they come here to do their homework or prepare for their exams. And maybe some when it's spring break, I can notice that some high school students, maybe from Chelmsford High School or other high school in the area, they will come and visit because usually they will be in school.
do they take the tables up and the chairs sometimes that doing their work, and it's time consuming if you're on the computer, right?
Yeah. So we have those single seats by the window. Those are individual seats.
Right.
That most people, they're very generous about. I mean, considerable about like the seating situation. So some college students, when they think they're gonna stay here for a long time, they will pick like individual seats and then charge their computer over there and then just do the work. And some people, they will sit at the area that has more seats. And when they see more people coming in, they will like voluntarily giving up the seats and then move to those individual seats, which I feel like they're being very considerable.
Would you like to expand that shop a little more if you could?
So we do have a seating capacity. We try our best to provide outdoor seating. We for some regulations, we have to decrease the seating inside to add those outdoor seatings. So if in the future, if we're more financially steady, we can purchase those permanent seats through the department, so we can have more seatings outside of the shop.
Oh, outside,
in the winter time. I mean, in the summertime.
Yeah, I mean, you would probably need an overhang or something like that.
Yeah.
To cover the seating, because I'm sure the sun
Yeah.
is there all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's a good idea. Okay.
Thanks.
I got a phone call this morning from California, and I told him I was interviewing a gentleman that owns a coffee shop in Chelmsford, and he said that he's drinking Sulasui. He thinks it's Indonesian. Sulasui coffee. Are you familiar with that?
So I'm familiar with the Sumatra. That's the Indonesian beans.
Right.
That's probably similar to what your friends having.
Right.
So those coffees actually has like a earthy body taste. Once you taste the coffee, it tastes very
down to earth.
Down the earth, yeah. So a lot of people actually like the Sumatra option because they feel like some people has different taste profile, like I mentioned before. Some people, they like citrusy coffee. Some people, they like earthy coffee. So we have all of those options that you can try.
Yeah.
If you have like different preference.
Yeah, that's why I said to look at the menu before you go down and just pick something and scratch it off the list. Yeah. And then the next time you go and try something else that you might like. And then if you like it, I mean.
We have some customers that come in because we have 8 different single origin beans. They will try one by one. And then once they tried everything on the 2 different brewing methods, like on the siphon or the pour over, they by the end of the day they discover which one's their favorite, so they will know for sure.
Right.
Trying all the options.
I was looking at your menu. You have detox juice, lemonade, bubble tea. Let's talk about bubble tea. What's bubble tea?
So bubble tea is originated from Taiwan. It's a mixture of tea and milk. And then they will do a topping. It's called tapioca. So it's like the little black pearl on the bottom of the tea. So a lot of kids, they like this kind of options because they can drink it. It's tasty, and then they can play around with it before they put the straw in, because we have a cup sealer, and then the whole cup is sealed. So you can play around with the ball, and you can see the movement of the tapioca pearl moving around in the drink.
Yeah.
And because we have...
I like the tapioca pearl, though.
Yeah. Some people say it's healthy for you, but it's like a healthy potato.
Well, look at me. I'm healthy, so...
Yeah. That's good.
But, it has... little balls on the bottom of the drink, and you can see it. And the new thing is permanent seal
Hmm.
on a drink. Is that what? I think they have that in bar rooms now. You have a permanent seal, and you can
It's
drink.
different than those permanent seals. I know the one
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah,
It's more like a can, like a soda can
yeah,
that has a seal on top, and then you can just open it.
yeah.
For us, it's like a film on top,
Right.
and then
You
it
stick
has
the
like
straw through.
yeah,
I see.
yeah,
Right. You have breakfast sandwiches.
yeah. We
Big
do.
order there. A lot of movement there.
Yeah, so
Breakfast.
we have different bread options. We offer the breakfast sandwich pairing with croissants, different bagels, or English muffin multigrain bread, and most of the pastries that we bake freshly in the morning. So our
Oh, is that right? You bake it right there in the shop?
yeah,
Oh,
in the
good.
back kitchen we have an oven there. So in the morning, my brother and sister-in-law they'll come in to the shop and early, and then they'll prepare those pastries.
And you make your own bagels?
Yeah, we bake our own bagels, and then
Wow.
when people ordering it, I feel like they can't tell the difference because their taste is not as stiff. It's pretty soft.
I like a soft bagel. Yeah, that's. I'm coming down.
I have a customer complimenting our bagel, saying that it's kind of like the bagel that he's getting from New York. So I guess that's
Wow, that's a compliment.
yeah.
Panini bread. Do you
Yeah, we
have
do have paninis
panini? I'm
because
sorry.
my wife's family they are Korean ethnics, so they're kind of like similar culture as Korean, and we have a signature like house bulgogi, panini.
Okay.
Those are the things that you wouldn't get in those like American or Western style of the restaurants because it's Korean fusion style. It's a marinated beef with like a special Korean sauce, and then we put it either on ciabatta bread or focaccia bread. We also have healthy version. We also have the spinach wrap and then the regular wrap, also multi-grain bread. We also have gluten-free options if you're allergic to gluten.
Oh, Peter, man, you're doing it. So you're gonna open a new shop again in Bedford, right on the Bedford Lexington line. Hopefully that will be
Hopefully that.
well. That will go.
Yeah.
And do you have parking?
Yeah, we have enough parking in that space,
Oh, okay, good.
so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, and you have parking on Fletcher Street in Chelmsford, Massachusetts.
Correct.
Go see Peter. If he's not there, talk to his wife. His wife, what's your wife's name? I'm sorry.
Her name is Hannah, and usually she'll doing the barista stuff. Like she'll be making your coffee.
The barista. What's a barista for some people?
So barista is the term that you describe a coffee maker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the barista. She'll be there. Hannah. Ask for Peter, Hannah, and I'll walk you through the coffee. It's a great location. A lot of people stop in. It's near the medical
Clinics.
in the area, and so you get a lot of people that work on the staff.
Yeah.
And early in the morning or at lunchtime
Yeah.
or both.
Both.
Okay. So number one coffee. We have a minute to go. What's the number one coffee in the shop?
In the shop, I would suggest you if you're not familiar with the single origin coffee, you can just try our latte first, and
Okay.
then if you like our drink, you can slowly, progressively trying other stuff once you
Right.
hook on the first product that you try at our shop. So
Anything I missed that I should have brought up?
I think that's about it. And one thing I want to thank everybody who's been to our shop and supporting us. We feel very loved by those customers that's been coming to our shop from the beginning, since last summer in August.
Right.
And we hope that we can continue to maintain our quality and good service to our customer. So we really want to be a neighborhood shop that you don't feel like you are a stranger. Like you go into Starbucks, you feel like you don't have connection to the shop. So we actually want to be those neighborhood shop in the area that you can actually interact with in the future.
Right. Good. Yeah.